Hello and welcome back to the stream. This is Kermit the Streamer. We are back at it. Now, there was a major patch released today. I was not really paying close attention because I've been very busy. And, you know, I don't know if anybody was watching the other stream, but I was doing very poorly, sucking it up, and I kind of don't want to play it. And quite frankly, the new patch has given me an excuse for not playing it. So we're not going to play it. We're going to move on. We're going to try something different. What I'm wanting to do is I'm wanting to play a more economic game where money is my big thing. Because so far in this game, I feel like I'm using money more than I ever have. It's nice that the towns and such play into that. So we've got a couple of things that are really good about Xerxes here. He's got plus 10% gold in all settlements. That means everything gets, you know, probably a 1 to 3 plus for money. And that, you know, that is kind of a thing that will increase as your cities get more effective. And then this plus 1 settlement limit per age. So he doesn't have to do anything, and he just gets 1 extra settlement limit. That's good. We can get a special thing that gives us 1 gold per age for each commander XP earned. That's interesting. And the other one that I'm interested in here is Machiavelli. I like relying on my influence quite a bit, and I like this money dump ability that he gets. Plus 50 gold per age when your diplomatic proposals are accepted. So that's working with other players. You'll get a little bump. You actually get more when they don't like them and when they reject them. That's interesting. And then you can levy troops. So for my playstyle, I think it's going to be Xerxes. I just noticed this too, that the 10% gold in all settlements becomes 20% when it's something that you've stolen from someone else. So with this in mind, I'm going to take the normal one that I like to take as far as the memento. I love the scouting ability, and I'm going to grab something economic. 200 gold. No, we don't want to. We'll just take the. We'll take the extra economic attribute point just to start the game. So that is going to be us. We're going to be Xerxes. We also gain this culture and gold when you capture a settlement. Oh, nice. So we're always going to want to at least get into a fight with somebody in the early phase of the game. Plus 3 combat strength for units attacking in neutral or enemy territory. Interesting. So we're incentivized to go to war. I do love this Maria unique settler, but I've never. Oh, the Immortal is insane. That was killing me last game. That was just crushing me. So we're gonna go with Persia. Notice we also gain just a plus 3 combat strength when attacking, so that becomes a plus 6 when it's neutral or enemy territory. We can get the Gate of All Nations. I believe what the Gate of All Nations does is give us reduced war weariness. So if we're going to just be guaranteed to get in a war every once in a while, maybe a good thing to that. So okay. So economic expansionist with at least consideration of doing things militarily. So the thing that we're going to try to learn from our last game and try to implement is we're not going to pick a fight with somebody until we have plenty of units with which to go and have a little boxing match. No more of this just making like one set of, and by set I mean like 2 archers and 2 infantry, or 2 archers, a cavalry, and an infantry. I can't just fill up one commander. I need to have a full-on, like, contingent of guys that are just ready to go. That way I can you know, run off with the weak ones and do battle with the remainder. Also, I think I need to do a better job of setting up my range units in places where they can see. I was having a real hard time understanding what tiles units can shoot through and what ones they can't. I feel like I'm getting better at being able to just read that from the map. You often can't shoot through forests. You often can't shoot over hills. You can't shoot through mountains, of course.
They will come from every corner of the world to pledge their strength and march under the same banner.
Or you need to position your archers.
The might and glory of Persia embodied.
Also, I need to utilize rivers better. You can't typically attack units that are in the water or on a navigable river. There's also some stuff going on with just the normal kind of rivers too. I don't believe you can attack on to a normal river either. So there's just a lot of stuff that I haven't really been paying attention to when I am engaging in battles. So I'm going to try to do a better job of positioning units and actually using strategy. Because generally speaking, I'm just very bad at doing that in these games because I don't usually play them to go to war, honestly. I find myself even in Civ 6 when I would get a warrior civilization like the Zulu or the Aztecs. They can be played as warrior anyway. That even though I have this mindset I'm going to be doing war, I'm going to need units, I'm going to do this stuff, I never actually can do it. Like, I never actually build enough units. I never actually focus. I like playing these games to SimCity, and I'm going to come across that in this game for sure, where I've said I'm going to do this thing, and we're going to find out whether or not I can successfully do that thing. So the best we can do is try. The nice thing about this settlement spot right here is that we have some really good ocean tiles right here. They're just going to start the game with production. I actually kind of like that. But the bad thing about that is I do think this is a game where, especially your first city, it's not good to be on the coast. It really isn't. You get plundered by barbarians all the time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jog up here, and I'm going to settle there. Then I think the priority is going to be... let's settle this one first. Then I believe the priority is going to be... Oh, I like this. They made... Is that just because it's the first turn of the game? I'm wondering, these resources are grayed out. I don't know why. That's interesting. I'm not sure if that's something that's intentional or not. Notice one of the patch changes up here that tells you when the crisis is hit. It's not like an exact turn indicator for it, but it does give you a general idea of when more crisis stuff will add to the game. Alright, here we go. We must be towards the bottom edge of the map. We do have a goodie thing down here. This is a volcano here. So we're just going to charge right over to this goodie hut place, this tent camp. And then we'll see about doing a first scouting move. Okay, so now I guess the resources aren't turned on technically on turn 1. So our priority is going to be to get this gypsum. Although I guess technically the wool is better. It's going to take us 1, 2, 3 turns either way, 1, 2, 3 turns either way. So the only thing that sucks about getting the wool is that this tile is probably not great. So we'll probably actually go here, here, and here. And that does make us, I think, want to get animal husbandry first. Because I believe this is going to be woodcutter. Woodcutter, clay pit. So I actually think that it's going to be better for us to go pottery. Go pottery. And then we're going to make a second scout. Yep, we got a tin camp. Oh, it's not time yet for that. It is not time yet for that. Reject comrade. It is not time yet. So we could get the 10% science bump. You know, one science this early in the game is actually pretty decent, but I do think production is still king enough that it just really works out that it's going to be good here. Maybe we go here after grabbing this wool. Give us food. Food would be a nice early for us. Okay, good. We're kind of at the seemingly southern edge of our continent. There's a little lip of something here. That might be something exciting. We've got some mountains. I really love, they did a fantastic job with the mountains in this game. They're very imposing. They're not quite as pretty, but they have variability to them, and they look like real mountains. I like that. I would super scout here, but there's so much volcanic terrain and stuff that like we would be losing out if we did a super scout. Lose out if we do super scout. Okay, super scout here though. I guess this is just I've been building on the mountain there. That kind of sucks. So we have something here, luxurious encampment. Let's go ahead and flag that to be a place where we're moving. We've got another luxurious encampment this way, but it looks like it's going to be hard for this particular scout to get over there. I think I am going to super scout right here. Yeah, okay. That's weird. Oh, okay, it's rendering. Okay. Radio. We've got some goodie huts there, so we're going to go take auto explore or set it up to kind of auto grab them. What's our next thing? Do we want a third scout? There's a lot of goodie huts. I guess I'm going to build our first warrior. One of the things we learned in one of our last videos is that all of your tier 1 age units are no maintenance, at least in the ancient age. So this should be a sign to me that I should be making my units, because there's really not... You're out the production, basically. That's what you lose for making military units. You're not producing something else for your empire. That might be better. Oh wow, they put the advisors back in ancient age. I wonder if that was just a mistake that they weren't in. Because we're trying to do this economic thing. Let's go ahead and go economic. Study code of laws. So we... Oh, this is nice. So I don't know if this is what they were already doing, but it's giving us kind of an idea of what we should rush. So we are gonna... I haven't had any trouble getting the economic legacy points in almost all the games that I play, so we're definitely going to be doing that here as well. We did end up going granary, didn't we? For tech. What are we studying right now? Yeah, we got granary first. So, I mean, this is objectively the better time right now. Okay. More science. Yeah, this early boost in science, 4 turns worth of science, gonna get us animal husbandry that much faster. That's huge. We got our goodie hut, so let's go to the next one. There's iron down here, that's good. Gold less so. Cotton's great. I like how these resources are kind of like grayed out. Like, I guess you have to have vision in an area for them not to be. I'll totally take minus 100% culture. So it shows that we're earning 10% 10 culture. This is the thing I would hope that somebody who's watching comments on my video. It doesn't seem to me like this time where you're earning culture and not actually studying something counts. So this this loss of 10 culture per turn, or sorry, 10 culture for 1 turn when you're not actually studying anything yet, and it's not even tracking. I think that's actually good. So we can take 50 gold, we can get food, which allows us to get our next settler faster, at the cost of 7 gold. I'm gonna take that 7 gold hit. And we're already almost to size 5, which is what we need to make our first settler. That was pretty good, and also we get to grow the city right now, so we get our resource earlier than we expected to get it. We're already reaping the benefits there. The happiness, so what? But the production is really nice. I'm gonna try to also maybe be a little mindful of when we get our celebrations. I'm not sure even where to track that. I've found it at one point in one of my other games. Curious. Is it? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we have no other stuff in the game yet. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure where that is exactly. Maybe it's... No? Maybe it's just not even visible yet. Maybe it doesn't become visible until you have your first celebration. Yeah, definitely not there. Alright. Let's go ahead and get this first brickyard up. It's only giving us 1 production now, but once we get the good tech, it'll be good. So we're going to do this so we can pop bounce and get over to that gypsum quicker. Although maybe this is a good time to go ahead and grab this, because the extra 10% science matters this stage of the game. And you got to think of things like that, like a +1 to science or a +1 to culture. At the early phase of the game, that's huge, because that's going to be persistent for just most of the rest of the game. Now, in this case, it's not actually the rest of the game, it's the rest of this age, because this resource changes when we get into the exploration age. Heck, it might not even be there once we get into the exploration age. I'm going to step this way first and do a super scout. And then the idea is to go back this way to get this luxurious encampment, but we might change our mind based on what we uncovered. We got a campfire, we got a ruin, some snow, and a cave. But danger, because we have a militaristic city-state here. This is another thing that I'm going to go ahead and do, even though we do have our first vision on a enemy player. That does mean that we have to kind of try and figure out how best we should prioritize. Oh, there's a tent camp here. That's what it is. And some snow. We've got to figure out kind of where this guy is going to go, because she's going to be trying to snarf up all these goody huts too.
So, here we meet.
Actually, really
Now I
like
gotta
the
ask
voice acting
myself,
they got here.
You gonna be my friend or my foe?
She did a great job. I like this person. Let's be. Let's just play it real cool for now. We gotta find out where you are first. Once I know how you are, then I'll find out if we gonna be friends. Yeah, that's how it's gonna work. We'll just play it calm and cool for now. Get a little scouting in with this warrior. I can fill in, and I think we can even explore encampments with it. So maybe this one will be his job, and we'll get our scout to. This one doesn't look like we can even get to it for sure. This is probably a land tile, but we'll go ahead and prioritize this one over here, since that could be one of the areas that. Our good friend here, Harriet Tubman, is going to discover first. This is nice. More wool over here, and wine. Wine's one that I kind of like. Okay, let's make our way this way. That way we can either go for this one or we can go for this one. I think it's probably correct to go for the ruin here. We're almost to size 5, so we're going to need to prioritize getting our our new settler quickly. Alright, yeah, looks like our warrior's going to plunder this luxurious encampment. Our scout's going to get this way. Yeah, I like the territory we're in. The mountains actually afford for some really interesting... I didn't even notice we had the Grand Canyon. It didn't play the movie for us. We've got some nice defensive possibilities here with the way this map is laid out.
The caged bird
to attack us
watches butterflies.
If we manage our territory correctly. Yeah, so masonry is usually the thing you want to go for first because it gives you +1 production on all your mines and quarries. But really the main thing is that the leaf tack, the secondary masonry 2, gives you +1 production on all of your production buildings. You're going to be building all of your production buildings, so it's going to matter. When you have settlements, when you have towns, you're going to be building all your production buildings too, and so there's going to be some knock-on effects of investing in that tech first over some other techs. Take the excess game. We're already going to civilization, or we're already going to pop game, but +75 happiness, I don't really care. Celebrations are underwhelming in my opinion, unless you've got some sort of civilization that can massively benefit. Is it hailing outside? Is that what's going on? Hail over here. It's small, but it's hail. I live in Texas, if you didn't know. And there was quite a nice sunset with lots of thunderheads and stuff. So we're getting some stuff here. Gonna have to go turn off the sprinklers. Oh shoot, they're probably already gonna come on tonight. I gotta go do that right now. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. Turn off the sprinklers. We got hail. So, there is the small chance that I lose power. Of course, no one's actually watching me because this is not a stream. But if that happens, then this video will just be lost to the sense of time. So now we're going to beeline over to the gypsum, and we may as well pick up this other incense while we're at it. We definitely need to go ahead and build our first settler. We have met Ashok.
हम अशोक ही संसार के मध्य बिंदु के एगो महान राजा
we'll neutral greeting him too.
और एगो महान पापी.
We're trying to save up our we want to get the free military unit, and we also want to be the first person to be friends with JC over here. Looks like we can actually see somebody's territory. Ashok's, the Marians up here. I think it's highly likely that we go to war with them. Look at all these elephants. Yeah, maybe we oh, camels. I was like getting those early. If I didn't mention it before, that's one of the things that allows you to supercharge your capital early. by allowing it to increase its resource cap. So we can get we have a decision here to grab one more production and a 10% boost to our culture and science, or just go ahead and get our first settler. I think the first settler is the better plan. Warrior up here took a little bit of damage, but we want to put him in position so we can do our forward settle of Moria, because that's gonna I think that's gonna be real important. Somebody is going to get, oh, that's my scout, so that's good. We're gonna go ahead and head this direction with this scout to try and pick up Goody Hut down here before Harriet Tubman does. She probably encountered some hostile units down here, so that actually probably is going to play out in our favor. Yeah, I'll take some damage for 60 culture. That's so here's the thing. Again, we're not actually learning anything cultural right now. I don't think we actually get this culture. I think it just gets burned if we take it right now. So I'm actually going to go for the happiness, even though I hate doing that because I'm not a big, I don't feel pressured in this game at all. I don't get really excited about celebrations. I find that kind of funny because I do like the knock-on effect of having the wine resource. But really the main reason I like that is because wine resource is considered an empire resource. Up here, it affects your civilization without being assigned to a settlement. So that's one of the reasons why I value that much. It's like you turn on an ability that's a passive ability that you just get. So I would have been excited about this Spada ability, this -1 maintenance for units. This is a good thing in the long term, but it's not that impressive right now because your tier 1 units are all going to be no maintenance anyway. But that means that if we're going to be in any way military, hey, the hail stopped. Discipline is our first priority. It would be nice to go mysticism first, so that we can get our Pantheon first, but I think if we're going to be doing anything military, that first free commander is huge because you can start gaining experience from your little neutral wars that you're going to have. And then the other thing is it's just really useful. It's really good to have discipline. So I think in the interest of trying to make discipline happen a little bit sooner, we're going to go for that. And then we're going to go to the 2 culture on the palace. Still says we're doing 18 turns for that. That's crazy. I figured it would have shaved at least a turn or 2 off. Maybe it's just not going to update until, I'm guessing that's actually what it is. It's not going to update until the end of turn. There's a lot of weird things that do that. That's kind of been a thing that the game has kind of always done. Whether the Civilization franchise itself has always had that thing where if you have a turn where you gain a yield of some kind, it doesn't actually update some of your stuff until you click the end turn button. So yeah, okay. So we went down 3 extra turns once we clicked the next turn button, and that was just from the small bump to culture that we basically got a 3-point bump. It's probably 2 point something, but we don't care about happiness at this stage. We would, if we were concerned about being Ashoka's friend, we might do this. But right now, the extra influence per turn is way more useful for us because it's going to help us make our city-state friends that much quicker. I'm going to go here and go ahead and do a super scout. Interesting. Oh look, we found the edge of our continent. That's nice. The western edge. I really want to know what kind of city-state this is, so at the risk of losing this goody hut over here, I'm going to head this direction. Oh look, there's a campfire over here anyway, so we're not really losing anything. Hopefully this river doesn't flood and kill our unit. Lots of volcanoes erupting in our little world here. Oh, including one right by our home. Oh dear. Pompeii. gonna go around this direction because I'm worried about any roving units that are over here by Jieshi. Okay, I have said this before, I'm going to say it again. I really like economic city-states, and we're playing an economic game, so I'm really stoked that we not only got something to make discipline come faster, but we got a nice prime friendship that we're ready to start building towards as soon as we hit our threshold there. I believe it's 170 to befriend. Yep, there we go. I do think we still want to befriend Jieshi too, because it's going to give us a free unit if we do. We are going to spit out. I think we're going to go ahead and do our saw pit first, and then we're going to go ahead and make our other settler. And as advertised, we have 1 extra settlement limit, so we can build up to 4 settlements. That's going to be super useful. But yeah, let's make friends real quick. So this was not a hostile city-state. I have just understood what this means. So normally when a city-state's hostile, like Yeshi down here, your relationship with them starts at 0. But when they're a friendly city-state and you start to befriend them, you actually start up here. So instead of having to work your way up gradually and it taking like 30 turns, it only takes 15 turns for them to become really close buddies, and for you to get suzerainty, which is what your goal is whenever you're being friends with the thing, because that's when, I mean, obviously their military units aren't going to be attacking you ever, and then the other thing is that's when they provide whatever their special bonus is for being your friend. So if I go here, I think I maximize my stuff, my gains. If I go here, I put a little bit more pressure on 2, 3, and I can get the iron. So here is technically better, for sure. And I like that I'm going to have a warrior up there too, just in case. I don't expect them to get very aggressive yet. Oh, I like that they put the relationship thing in there. I don't know that that was already there. I don't know what this little minus symbol means. Huh. But I like that there's more information here now. That's cool. That's something they added in the patch, I think. We like extra gold, and they're far enough away from us that we don't care about them traipsing military units through our territory. So yeah, I'll take a little bit of an extra gold bump. Yeah, this city-state here must have fought off Harriet Tubman, so it's the only reason we're still going to get these goody huts. I'm very happy about that, actually. I cannot stand leaving a section of map, even though this is suboptimal. I cannot stand leaving a section of map unexplored. Like this right here, this drives me absolutely crazy. Talk about my neuroses now. Hey, we met somebody else. Somebody new. You know, I just don't see any value. I mean, I can't do it anyway, but I don't really see any value in being super friendly with the AI. Generally speaking, in my games, they tend to attack me anyway, even if I'm super nice to them. What usually basically happens, you have to really focus on who you're going to spend your influence on, or what you're going to spend your influence on, and that basically means that it is very hard to maintain friendships, in my opinion, if you have other things you value more, like befriending your economic city-states and stuff like that. We're going to take this because it's culture. Basically gets us almost 3 turns worth of culture. Gets us to discipline that much faster. Man, that storm basically stopped as soon as it started. But we had a bunch of different storm cells around us, so what's probably going to be happening is all throughout the night there's going to be some rumblings and tumblings outside. Yep, we're going to do overboard with you too. Don't mind that one bit. So culture is still the name of the game. We don't really care about building wonders at the moment. We might change our mind about that, but for right now, anything we can do to get discipline faster, I'll take it. And kind of the way I feel like this game works is... Okay, so science is important because it does tech up your units, it tiers up your units. But it feels to me like culture is the thing that makes every unit you have just a little bit more powerful. Like, instead of like the major jump of, okay, now my spearman is a swordsman, it's more like all of your infantry gain a little bit of capability, of strength. Somebody explain that to me better if I'm wrong, but that's what I'm getting so far. So generally speaking, if you want to have a powerful military, what I'm saying is you do want to prioritize culture a little bit more than you would prioritize technology. Technology is going to be more about your economy. It is going to be about your productivity to some degree. It's going to affect your yields. Culture is going to be more about the things that make your empire be able to grow such that it will dwarf and consume other empires. That's what I believe, anyway. And I like how that actually kind of
do nothing
matches
which
with
is
how
of
the real
no
world
use.
can kind of function. Persian unique army commander starts with the initiative promotion. I wonder what that initiative promotion is. Oh look, we have our first commander, so we can check it out. Initiative promotion. What is that? Ah, I see. It's this one. So it's the first level of the assault. Tree means that as soon as your units unpack from the commander, they can attack. That's actually really good, especially when you pack your commander full of range units, because being able to deploy your range units and just immediately start wailing away on an enemy is really good. Discipline 2. I currently don't plan on getting any wars with foreign players, so we're going to just go ahead and hop right to getting mysticism. We can prepare... Oh, shoot. We definitely prepared that plantation. I don't... Yeah, oh, I see that when the volcano erupted, that's when we lost that. So we basically were losing out on our extra science. Ooh, I always like to get hides. Hides are a really good one for the early game. Try to get up here and explore this northern territory. I really think, at least, that we want our first frenemy to be a shop. We're going to be kind of like, just kind of tacitly uneasy with him from the get-go. Determine ability +2 combat strength on warriors, or we get a free warrior. I think the extra warrior at this phase. If we had more warriors, that +2 strength on each warrior would be a big thing. But right now we don't have that many. And I cannot say personally whether our economy is very strong. Let's look at... Yeah, I don't think our production capability is very strong, so we can't really field a bunch of warriors very quickly. Ooh, this is a point where I think maybe this granary is a good idea. 4 food's pretty decent, and this will allow us to population mounts and get us this source of incense, which boosts our science yields a little bit more. Further on the bow. Yeah, you know what? Settler first. Settler first gets us more established borders. We're gonna really need to kind of pen in Ashok, make sure he doesn't settle this way. So I think if we go here, this allows us to suck up this territory, and it also gets us some resources that we want: the gypsum, the wine, and this wool. I could care less for the for the elephants, the ivory. But getting a bunch of ivory does actually help with the economic legacy, having 3 of those. One thing I want to point out, we do have the restart button now. I believe it only works in the Ancient Age, though. Makes sense why you would do that. You're only going to have that bad start where you want to do a full restart when you're in that age. It'd be interesting, though, if in later eras it would allow you to restart within that age. Yeah, we'll do +10. It's only +10, which is kind of weak, but that's, I mean, when you think about it, that's almost a turn worth of production for that city, so we got our settler a little faster. Oh, one thing you want to make sure you're keeping an eye on when you hit 220 gold, because that's when you're going to want to come over to your town, and build whatever production building. This is going to have knock-on effects across your entire game if you do it and internalize it as a thing that you do. It doesn't seem like it's that effective, especially when you're only getting 2 extra gold, because these early towns, that's all they give you. Every point of production is a point of gold. But as this city grows, as it starts to build its other things, as you build the other production things that get bonuses from your masonry, tech, and all that stuff, that those gold increases are going to be the thing that allow you to uplift your economy that much faster. We're not looking to do anything with the military right now. We'd love to do something like this later, but right now I think the gold is actually super important. We don't really ever care about food. I would say if we had all of our settlements out, I might care about this food a bit more, but I think we'd go with the gold. Economic focus. I'm liking how this game is shaping up so far. We'll go ahead and fortify right here, and then we'll heal up there. I wonder if maybe I should have gone for the food, because getting Hegmatana up to a decent size quick would actually be really beneficial to us. We just gain a little bit of gold from our economic buddy. Ooh, and here's a cultural city-state. I like those a lot too. So maybe we just ignore this guy. Maybe we end up going to war with that guy. I forgot that our scout was damaged down here. Go ahead and get it above 70. I found that generally speaking, your scouts are at their best when they're around 70 health, because that means they can usually withstand one punch. Oh yeah, so I'll probably go ahead and put the general on this iron, just to be standing there, signaling, oh, this is my iron, dude. Don't do anything with it. I don't know that actually works that way. So we can get our gypsum now, which is fantastic. Ooh, I like taking this extra science here, so I'm going to go ahead and... Oh wait, we want culture more. I really want to take this, but I don't need friends yet. I don't have anybody up against my borders. They got to come quite a long way to start to pick fights with me, so for now, we're just expanding our economy. Oh look, we got attacked by a boat. It's exactly the reason why coastal cities are less good this game. It's very hard to kill boats too. We don't want to get too close to this guy because he's hostile. We want to make friends with him as soon as we can, though.
He was the first to construct a wall.
Okay, let's just try to stay away from danger. There's Harriet Tubman stuff. So here's that thing I was talking about. So the Masonry 2 gets you a little protection within your cities. But then the main thing is it's +1 on all production buildings. So we've already built 2 production buildings in Parsa, 1 production building so far in Hagmatana. So we're already talking about just 3 extra production just for taking a step and learning something. That's not technically a thing that advances us further along the tech tree, but it will get us some hammers just for using our science. So we're completing that mission there. We're doing the thing. We'll go ahead and build at least our next settler before we do the granary. Ashok is getting mad at us because our borders now touch, and we must be the civilization that has the lowest happiness. Yes, that is true. So he is doubly not liking us. So what ideally will occur is that he will declare a war on us, and we'll just gain experience from that war. I do not think we want to go. I just don't think we're going to be able to go on the offensive right now. We're focusing on SimCitying at the moment. We want to get our economy going as quickly as it can, and that means lots of settlements producing gold reserves for our empire, which will then allow us to pivot to A, making a new production line here in Hagmatana, I think, and then B, buying units. So now our infantry units get a +1 bonus. That's actually pretty phenomenal considering that we already get like a +6 bonus to them in most combat instances. They're not getting one of the +3s, I don't think, when they're in our home territory. But when I guess they're not getting it when they're on the defensive either. That's how that works. We don't care about happiness. We've got an excess of happiness. So we want more gold. We're at 220 gold. Notice? We're above that, obviously. But 220 is our target. That's going to allow us to go in here, make our brickyard. Gives us 2 extra gold per turn. Allows us to population bounce, which is critical. Because then we're going to go ahead and get closer to whatever our next resource that we should get is, which is the camels down here. That'll allow us to pool all of our resources into Parsha and really boost its economic power. We're now suzerain of this city-state, which is great. Don't know what the benefit of doing these things is, really. If it was under attack or we were under attack, like, we might do the military piece. Oh, this is great. This is amazing. This is one of the reasons why you want to befriend economic city-states. By getting this Lapis Lazuli resource in the capital is huge. It gives you +4 production and 5% gold. So that's going to be better than this wool right here. Probably actually better than the incense. Go ahead and stick the incense out. Now we're about to get camels. We got basically about 10 turns till we get camels. Once we've got those, we'll be able to slot everything into Parsa. So we're gonna stick this one here. Prioritize the wool, I think. And then what does that leave us? I love silk. I guess we go here with this next one. Is there any reason? One thing I don't know the answer to is if I have more iron, do I gain additional +1 combat strength on my infantry units? I think for the sake of science, that's the thing we're going to do here. Not necessarily because it's the most optimal play, but because I want to know the answer. It's going to be a long time before I get that answer. But I still think this is a good spot to make another city. Though hold on. actually encircle Ashok any better. So I want to go up here, but there's not really any compelling reason to. This is not a great place for a city, in my opinion. Really the only thing of interest. These are nice, but the only thing of real interest is the extra iron right here. So I'm gonna come down this way because I think this is just a better city to found. I don't know. I think it might be far enough away that it's not even going to be connected to our capital, though. But that's good. We can always fill that in later. Since we're not going to be opening up a new city for quite some time, the plus 15% production towards buildings in the capital is probably way more valuable, I think. We get a gypsum. Right now we can't assign it, but we do get... Oh yeah, we can. We'll go ahead and take the hit. Try and get our production a little bit faster. I really need to find out what his territory is looking like over here. We've got enough diplomacy to be able to make friends. So we like making friends with this guy because it'll mean that we have less aggro down here. We are going to need to... Ooh, Harry Tubman's going to get this one. That's okay. I do think that once it's friendly with her, it stops being hostile to the other players. I'm not 100% sure on that. That's actually a good sciencey thing to find out with this playthrough. So if I didn't say it before, I don't think I'm going to go back on another playthrough. I'm not going
there is another world.
Time. And also, this is
but
just
it is in this
new
one.
patch is just a good excuse to wash, rinse, and repeat in a way.
He was the first to construct a wall. 18.
Alright, so we're getting all of our extra production now from the production buildings. I like to get irrigation quickly because you get an extra settlement limit. And I think this is no exception. This is going to be great because now... Oh gosh, why did... Oh, because we live next to a volcano. Our stuff keeps breaking and I was getting kind of annoyed. I think we want code of wars. That's going to allow us to get a merchant. It's going to take a long time for us to study, but maybe we can do something with our pantheon that will help. I think a little bit of help will come from the god of the sun. Yeah. This is just my favorite one. It could be bad. It could be a trap. But that's just, I always feel satisfied when I get that one, and I know that my altars are giving me just kind of like a good bump to everything. Everything gets a little bump. The production-based ones are probably all better. If you're struggling with this game at any capacity, that's probably the best advice I could give. Go for production when you don't know what else to do. But see, this gives me one production and a bunch of other cool stuff, so it's really hard for me to resist. Let's do this because it does give us an extra hammer and some extra yields, just in general. And if I put this on a tile that's being worked, we can population bounce, but I don't think it actually is going on a tile that's being worked in any event. So we'll go ahead and we're going to stick it over here so it doesn't get damaged whenever that volcano erupts. Damaged. Alright, nothing exciting over here. We're trying to get to the camels. Oh, can we even? Yeah, we can. Next time it grows. I was a little off. I was behind by, well, I was behind by 6 turns basically, because I had said 10 when this one said 5 to grow, but I didn't take into account that generally speaking your towns take double the amount of food to grow to the next level. Lots of extra gold, it's good. We do have this other city here. We're looking for that 220 gold threshold, and see what happens when you're actively pushing your settlement limit is you're also actively working to enhance your gold reserve, because basically all of these towns that you found, all of their production is going to be converted into gold, and their focus is going to be on growing to make a little bit more production to make more gold. That's how it works until they turn 7. Once those towns grow to 7 pop, that's when you're going to specialize them in some way and do something that your empire needs. I like the simplicity and elegance of that system in this game. In my opinion, it makes gold a more interesting resource than it has been in past iterations. And I actually kind of have more fun with looking at my gold and caring about what I can do with it. The pyramids is actually a really good build here because we've got quite a few navigable river tiles, but we are not at our settlement limits, at least post irrigation. We're not at our settlement limit, so I'm going to go ahead and go for that. I'm going to say with this civilization we are going to try to save our +1 over our settlement limit, which I would normally advise playing at, for the one city each age that we want to make sure that we at least conquer, if we don't conquer more than one, because we had that bonus that we get whenever we I forgot to do the thing that I was supposed to do. Not the end of the world, but I was supposed to buy a brickyard before I passed the turn. So one thing, population bouncing is one thing. If I build this here, that does not mean that I will be able to put a rural tile here and claim this resource. So I don't want to do that. I think what I want to do is just put it here. That way we start getting adjacency. We're going to play for about 10 more minutes, I think. Call it a night. Started. Oh, this is not good. This is not good at all. This is going to mean that we're going to have to put our next city right here instead of where I was originally planning on building it. So we were making friends with this guy, but just not making friends fast enough. When it looks like someone's competing with us, but we are ahead of them. I need to keep an eye on that, because all they have to do is drop more influence in, and then they win that city-state, and we really don't want her to win that city-state. She can have this one. She spent her influence there. Have at you. You do just fine. You do you. You take that. Be happy. I'm going to take the one that I want and leave you to it. Could end up being pretty close, though. I really hope they don't snipe me on that. So now, if I wanted to build a building here, that would allow me to population balance. So that could have been an argument for actually waiting a turn. I didn't pay attention to when my growth was going to hit. So that could have been better advantage, I'm not sure. But I don't think it's that important to play that, what's the word? Petty, I guess. Where you're really getting all of the things, although that might be the thing that sets a good player at deity level apart from a bad one. Yeah, let's go ahead and get merchants faster. That shaved off like 7 turns. And we're getting a little bit more too. Could have gotten the gold there, but I do think the culture, the more rare resource, especially this early in the game, is pretty valuable anytime you can get that as part of a narrative event. Yeah, not really though, because I'm about to get irrigation, so don't worry about me being close to my civilization, or my settlement. Next, I think we're going to listen to our bloody advisor and get code of laws. Is that it? Oh, that's already what we're doing. Very funny. Alright, so now let's try this again. We want to get a city down here. But hopefully, this guy starts to be a little bit nicer down here. This is... Yeah, Sagunius. So once in 5 turns, we'll be friendly. And just in the interest of being friendlier faster, so that our scout doesn't get hit again, we'll go ahead and pop the influence in. It just guarantees that we don't have to worry, I think, about Harry Tubman still being down here, trying to subtly influence them to her will. So my plantation's gonna keep getting blown up. In the interest of being able to... Oh no, can't do that yet. Never mind. Can't do it, and no reason to talk about it. Super settle. Oh wow, that's kind of a lame spot for a city. We're not Swiss cheesing our empire this time either. That was one of the problems I had with my last game. Everybody was building stuff in the middle of my, like, in between my cities and stuff. Made me have a very fragmented empire. I guess now is a good time to build a monument, but no, it's a better time to build the pyramids. Okay, so... because this is a bonus resource. Oh dear. Production is so important. Science here would give us roughly 4 points of science. I think we just wait. We're about to get these camels pretty soon. And once we get those camels, we'll be able to assign all our resources. Probably get an economic legacy too, because I think we'll be hitting the threshold there. So now we've got 250 gold. It's getting easier and easier for us to collect up this gold. So I'm going to look. 220 gold gets me a saw pit. That's 2 production. 220 gold gets me a saw pit for 3 production down in this town. So we're going to go there first. We're going to population bounce. So now we've got 2 irons. Yeah, I guess it doesn't really count, because it doesn't look to me like we're going to have 2 extra combat strength. Let's go look and see if it tells us on our infantry units. Is there any way that I can look at that? Encyclopedia. 20 melee strength. Oh man, it only tells us when we go to combat. Oh look! Look. There's a unit we can battle here. Oh wow, it's cumulative, it's additive. We got +2 for the iron resource. I don't know if you can see that, but underneath the warrior there, it says 20 melee strength, +2 for iron resource. So more than 1 iron resource will help your empire. So that's actually going to change some of my decisions when I play. You know, it's not going to be something that warps where I settle or where I do things, but it is gonna affect decisions that I make. So that's a good thing to have learned.
The essence of all beings is the earth. The earth water.
It may not sound like +1 is a lot, but it really kind of is. Yeah, sure. We don't have the influence to do the other thing anyway. Let's go for writing now, I think, or maybe we should go for the wheel. The nice thing about going for the wheel, yeah, I think we do want to go for the wheel, is that gets us to our ballista. And if we are going to take whatever city this is right here, or if we are going to try to take whatever city this is here, A ballista sure would help. Man, I think we could just some major league killing, I think, in this game when the time does come. I think Harriet Tubman is going to be real easy to destroy, but I don't think we're at a high priority to go to war with anybody. But I do think that there comes a point where we're going to want to really do some damage. So it doesn't matter who this is assigned to. There's no real bonus for being more above your happiness or less. You get a bonus, well, not really a bonus, but you don't want your cities to be negative. But if they're positive, there's not really any inherent gain, to my knowledge anyway, to being more positive on happiness. Maybe there's some sort of situation where a narrative event causes you some stress, but one of the things that's nice about hides is they're a bonus resource as well. So when you get to that point to where your capital's kind of full up on resources, then it's a good one to go ahead and just slot into a town to give you an extra gold boost. We are now at more gold in our treasury. We also built a new city, so we can get +3 production from a saw pit. We can population bounce and get our hides immediately. So that's going to be huge. So we're going to go up +3, then we're going to go up another +3. We're going to go up 6 gold per turn. So that's giant. That's 10% roughly. Well, it's a little more than 10%. It's close to 15. It's a 15% bump to our capability. Normally I'd say this tile, but I think the extra food and the gold and the happiness edge it out just a little. We may as well go camel here. That's what we wanted to do. So now this is where things get really fun. We get the camel up. We can go ahead and assign our insights. And we can assign our extra things. So we're getting a whopping 33 production in the capital. We got our legacy point. We're going to get that. Bonus resource. Harriet Tubman doesn't like us, but she's far enough away that we don't care. It is a shame that Jieshi is not going to be friendly with us. But that's okay. We're going to need to put some units down here just to make sure nothing happens. We probably need to put a unit in here. I think we're happy with this the way that it is. Maybe we can focus. So now we're at our settlement limit. We're making probably pretty much the most gold we're going to make. We can boost this thing into a thing. I think we're going to go with the production. It's going to give us slightly more gold, 4 more gold per turn, and make us able to. I think our priority is to get this into a new production line by converting it to a city. So that's only going to take us 6 turns.
In the calm darkness.
I did the math really quickly.
An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth.
All right, economy. We got our merchant. Now I think they made merchants work a little bit better. And I believe what's going to happen now is when I click on this, it'll automatically do the thing. You used to have to manually send it and do stuff. So this is going to be, this is our city-state friend. It's going to give us an extra camel and extra iron, which is going to boost all of our infantry units. And basically we're going to be able to throw a bunch of extra resources into Parsa and Hagbatana over time because we're going to have camels to do the job. So while this caravan goes over here, while this merchant goes over here, we don't get the bonus. But once it goes over here, it will become a caravan, and we'll get the bonus resources, and we'll be improving our trade network. Happiness, extra gold, some science. 1 turn worth of science. I think this is actually pretty good here. 100 gold gets us to our second town faster. Oh, this is cool. I don't know if they changed this, but I like the cavalry units get a broad +1 combat strength, and then they also gain an extra against when they fight infantry, which is, I'm not sure if that's always been the way that works. I think we are going to want to get tactics, because we do want to start building and fielding the military. And getting that extra production bonus towards units will help get us up and running faster when we do decide to go to battle. Checking in down here. Yeah, we are still winning that one. She definitely Harriet Tubman took Chiashi, which we expected. We weren't even in the running for it, so. What does this even do? Oh, it's just happiness in the ancient age. I think it's more interesting once you get into the age of exploration. One thing I do like is I like how the resources evolve over time. All right, we're almost to the point to where we can upgrade Hagmatana. I think we are going to upgrade it first over putting in our other production buildings, because we're gonna want that extra production line to make our first siege unit. We need to
soldiers
a couple of
from the summit of these pyramids.
There we go. We got our nice pyramids. We kind of really want a merchant there. City, yep. Alright, so we got our second production line, and I do think we want to try to get Tushpa up and running too for that same purpose. We'll go ahead and do the altar. Oh yeah, actually, we need to put the gypsum in because this is not our capital city, so we're getting double the production that we would get, and then we may as well put everything else in the capital. And then we're going to need 750 gold to make this thing happen. And I do think it's going to be worth it to have the 3 production lines here. That's going to be everything towards being able to successfully take this city, I think. And we're going to need to think about how we're going to attack. We're probably going to need to have some units here. Probably a trio of units. Maybe a trio of units here. And then a trio of units here. And then some backup forces. So that we just make sure that we keep the aggression going even as our units start to take damage and stuff. Yeah. Bonus resource. Nope, not a bonus resource. So we're not going to assign it. just send him up this way. They'll keep him busy for a while. Short scout. There's another military city-state. No one was trying to befriend that. That could be a thing for us to do just to get a free unit out of the deal. Let's shop around real quick. See if we can get anything good from... You know, it might be a good idea to get the military aid from Charlemagne. All right. Last trade route. Alright, fantastic. Trade route. So we gained camels, which is great. I think what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to stick this camel here. We're going to distribute some of our production to Hagmatana. And then we'll go ahead and put our economy boosting stuff here. Our economies, you know, our bonus, like our extra yields, our science, our culture, our money, those can stay here in this city. Since we're wanting our focus to be right here, so that when the inevitable war happens, we're ready to keep churning out units and doing the things that we need to do to make it go well. So I think, in the interest of the extra food, we're going to go here because the hammers are similar across the thing. Our other choices, that is. Same rough hammers. We're just going to stop to repair that. That's another thing that I'm like super OCD about. Like I don't like when there are things that are unrepaired in my city, to the point of possibly derailing the correct decision to make in a given situation. So one thing you do want to be very careful of, very mindful of, is you don't necessarily want to turn all of your cities, all of your towns into cities. You just don't, because you need the lifeblood to your economy of a couple of towns. You need your hammers being converted into gold. You also need, if you specialize them, you need whatever thing that they can specialize for, because that's probably the only way you're going to get that thing in your empire. So technically this cotton's a little bit better than the wine, so we're going to go ahead and build towards that. Petra. We do have a fair amount of desert in this settlement. So I think we are going to go for a sort of wonderful build here. I always love to get to Hanging Gardens too. Since this city is going to be committing wartime atrocities, we better go ahead and prepare by making a city walls. Oh my gosh, it is so bad time. So I like where this is going so far. I don't feel like we've done anything incorrect. Maybe a thing that we should be doing right now is go ahead and finishing out our extra production buildings before we upgrade our next town. But I really think having 3 active production lines and that are close and able to put all of their energy towards this position is going to be really important. Yeah. So that's what we're going to try to do. And we're going to go ahead and overrate our Ashok game. Thank you for joining me. I've been Kermit the Streamer. Make sure to like and subscribe. Leave comments. I probably had some